Chicanos, how's it going? What y'all? What's up with it? Show! Stay Chicano ideas flowing through your mind. So, let's talk about Chicano unity in a different perspective of unifying. So, like for one, obviously an example is see, everyone is one, obviously separate with different titles. Chicano, Latino, Hispanic, Mexican. You got obviously other branches of El Salvadorian, South America, etc., etc. But with these terms, it's an understanding of still knowing we are of one people. We could understand by whether if you, I've mentioned this plenty of times, possibly you're a Chicano, Latino, or Hispanic, we could still cooperate with each other, understanding what we want for people, the betterment of the community, education, and empowerment of the culture. So, as one learning to respect that you're Latino or Hispanic, whatever of these labels you want to use, we still have to be able to come together as one. Just like, see, one thing on the lower level and a higher level I've mentioned, like let's start with a lower level of prison politics, right? The brothers, the blacks, they're all divided into groups you always hear, but yet they know how to be one. The Muslims, the Bloods, the Crips, the Kumis, Bay Area, LA, NorCal Crips, SoCal Crips. So they all are able to be their own, but yet they unify as one. So let's say for the prison, Norteños, Sureños, Bulldogs learn to be around each other, but yet when it's time to come together, you come together, right? So even at a higher level, you got the brothers being together. If you keep up with YouTube, like I've mentioned these groups before, you got the Hebrew Israelites, the Muslims, the Moors. You got the Kemet, like people who are into the Egyptianology. And those are, for example, you got the, 7%ers, 5%ers. So these groups, right, they all still come together. You could watch on YouTube. A lot of them are old. They'll debate one another. The Kemet guy may come and say the Hebrew Israelites just got that information off being the Egyptian hieroglyphics. They are the Muslims, and all these brothers will yet debate with each other, but yet still cooperate and understanding the importance of unification against the system of America, against the oppression of America. And that's one of the things we got to do. And you got to give it up. I like how Gil, American Cholo, made up CALIMAC in Central American, Mexican American, Central American, or Cali, Central American, Latino, Mexican American, Chicano. That's what it is. CaliMac, Central American, Latino, Indigenous, Mexican American, Chicano. That's what it is. So, unifying under understanding of we are one. And he actually came up with a good slogan, logo, a good unification, right? Like the Nicantakla. Nicantakla was one the Mexica movement was using. Nicantakla is a word that they created or was already around, put together from the Nahua language. And Nicantakla is supposed to mean like original people of this land. And so making terms of unification. That's what we need. So you could be this Hispanic, Latino, Chicano, but we gotta know and respect that each other's labels while cooperating, while, you know, understanding what we want for each other. But it's always gonna come down to, yet again, are you fighting to be a part of the system, or are you fighting for your own system? And how do you create a system? Well, if you watch my other videos, you would know me talking about money, giving examples of the Nation of Islam, etc., etc. So at a time where you got everybody unifying is when you know, who is going to be serious, who's going to participate, who's going to help promote and share information by other YouTubers. That's one of the things we got to really understand is, for our people, who wants to be in the system and who wants our own system, you know? And that's, see, what we got to learn from the brothers, because yet they all have these different groups, but they all got a foundation of trying to get out of the system while being their own community. The Hebrew Israelites, follow them. They went and bought land. They went and bought their own properties. They live somewhere. The Muslims, etc., like I told, they own a lot of property. They got their own nation. You join their own schools. They find you jobs. That's what we need for our people. But groups of people need a help. If you just want to be Latino and you're just gonna help each other, that's cool. We're Chicanos, we're over here. You're Latino, we're over here. You're gonna be doing one foundation, we'll be doing another foundation, but yet you unify and standing next to each other against a system that wasn't built for you and not meant for you to, succeed into it. But it's about understanding, what do we want for each other. That's the thing. That's how we're really going to get an understanding of those who want to be a part of the system and want to continue to live in the United States, and those who want to break off. And there's ways that we could do that, like I've talked about. So, Chicanos, it's just now that at a time that a lot of our people are understanding that we're indigenous to this land, we are of this people, that people, what's our information and our history of importance to self-knowledge, to be able to understand who we were, to be able to go to who we want to be. So it's other than that, Chicanos, I'm just sharing some thoughts, seeing the unification of Chicanos. But that's going to be our problem about before we ever get to unify, is recognizing that within our own people we're going to have different segments, but being able to cooperate when we need to unify while being understanding of our different belief systems. Peace out, Chicanos. Culture is power. History is knowledge. Chicano ideas. Keep them flowing. Keep them going. Other than that, peace.